Hi, welcome to Racks Infotech. In this session, I'm going to show you how to connect virtual machine IP or host name outside VM. Outside VM means the one which we have installed here on virtual machine. We have installed Linux lab, right? This one, how we can access outside this putty. Okay, I'll show you that. And that is one thing. And another one is how to change the host name. And I'll show you in a few seconds what is the host name and how to copy, how we can enable the copy paste option. Whatever we are having local machine to how we are going to copy to the virtual machine. That we need to enable. How we are going to enable that I will show you. And how to set up etc host file. What is the use if you are not setting up, what will happen? And then I'll show you how to stop and disable the firewall, how to enable, why we need to do this. I'll show you practically, and how to update the RPMs, the binaries. Linux server supported binaries. Suppose if you want to install the database, you have supported binaries we need to install on the Linux machine. Which utility we are using, that we will discuss. So let me start the virtual machine. So I'm going to show you on Linux lab, which has been installed. It is one Oracle 7.8. So it will start in a minute. So it is going to start with Oracle Linux Server, Enterprise Linux 7. So error failed to send. It is okay, default things. So in this way only we are going to start. If you want to start another machine, if you can select and then start it. Okay, see, machine is ready. I have test user, but not listed here. So I'm going to connect with the root user. Root user. And then last login, August 1st. Here it is. Now I have joined, like it's in my virtual machine. Now I'm going to open a terminal to perform these operations, whatever we want. So first we will check how we are going to change the host name. My host name is Linux Lab. I want to make it Rax Lab. Okay, how we are going to change? We can change with nmcli. If you want to see the host name, you see host name -f, fully qualified name, and host name. Both are showing the same thing. Local domain, how we are going to configure that it will show. And what is the release? A Red Hat release. It is Oracle Enterprise Linux 7.8. Okay, in this way we can check. And if config, let me check my configuration file IPs. If config, I'll check. This is Ethernet, but IP is not showing. For that, we need to enable it. Okay, let me change the host name first. Instead of Linux Lab, I'm going to change into another name. Okay. What is the name? I'll put Rax Lab. NMCLI. GNERAL general host name. It will show you the existing one. The same command we want to use. Rax lab dot local domain. Local domain. Done. Let me check again. Here it is. Earlier we have Linux lab. I'm going to change it to Rax lab. If you want to make permanent change here, you need to bounce the service. Only this service. Service systemd -host named restart. It is restarted. Okay, it is a permanent one. If you want to see, we have to exit and then open the new terminal. Let me take a snap of this. Okay, in this way we are going to change the host name. I'll show you. Exit and then open new terminal. Here it is, no? Rack swap. Done. Next one. So this one is here, host name change. Then how we are going to connect virtual machine IP or host name access from outside VM? How we are going to do that? First, we need to check if you want to connect the IP. To check the IP, config, if config. It is, if it is showing or not. It is not showing. It is showing different ether. It should be iNet. Okay, for that we need to enable the Ethernet, like the applications, bridge one, wide one. Let me check wide settings, network. Let me on. What is the configuration it is showing? Yep, it is not showing hardware. This is hardware address only. It is showing. It is not the IP. So this is not correct. Why? Because we may enable the internet one, not the public one. Let me enable that first. Here it is. Go to the machine settings. Inside of that network adapter, here it is, bridges to internet access, host only for internal one. Okay, let me click OK. That is fine. Now I have changed to bridge machine. I have changed the network from bridge adapter to host only adapter. Okay, why? Because IP is not showing. Why? It's internet one. It is not the local one. So for now I'm trying to wide settings, try to on and then check. See here, my IP is 168.56.10. Okay, this is my IP. It is the public IP. Now let me check if config again, whether it is showing or not. If it is showing means that is perfectly fine. Yep, it is showing no iNet. Let me take this one and let me quickly do one more thing. How we are going to enable this one is disabled one row. I'll show you the difference why I disable that. I have copied this one. If I want to paste outside, no, it is not working. Even in it is not allowed me to do that. So if I want to paste here, it is working. Same way in Notepad is something happened. It is, if you want to copy outside the content to inside the VM, I copied Oracle Word, but it is still taking this one only. Okay, that is one thing. I'll show you how to enable that copy paste also. Now what I'm trying to do, I'm trying to connect this IP. I want to copy and outside, right? It is not working. For that, go to the machine settings and general advanced. You need to enable the shared clipboard to bidirectional and drag and drop. It is not required, but good to have this one. Now let me check. I have copied. Let me try to connect to this window. It is disconnected. Name. Yep, it is. So I'm able to connect. How I connected? I have enabled the public IP and then I have connected to this IP. Now I want to connect to host name. I mentioned here, right? IP, I'm able to connect. Now I want to connect with IP or host I mentioned, but try to connect with the host name. IP is connected. Rax lab. Okay. Take this new server, Rax lab. What is saying? Host name does not exist. It means it is not updated in the etc file. etc file is updated with a different value. We have to update the etc host to make it IP address and host name. equally named. If you call from IP also, it should connect to the same host. If you call it with the host name, it should connect with the same. And here, Linux lab, RSES, save it. Series. Now I am able to try to check this. Okay, after updating of these things, you have to check, you have to enable and disable your firewall. Okay, let me show you this. How to copy paste enabled. I have shown that one. How we will do? We have to set up the general, and then that is how to set up the etc host. I shown it. Like we need to connect with the host name. To identify the host name and IP, both should be mentioned in the etc host. Then only it will, if you call with that host name, it will connect. If you call with the IP address, it will connect to this server. So let me try to connect with the racks lab. So as I said, we need to disable the firewall. How we can do? Clear the screen. Systemctl stop firewall daemon. It is stopped. Systemctl disable firewall D. So it is disabled. Even etc host also we have updated. The host name is matching with this racks lab. And after that we have bounced it. I mean, we have disabled the firewall. And let us try whether it will allow us to connect with the host name. IP, it is working fine. Racks lab. See, it is not allowing. So we need to take a quick bounce of the quick restart of the server. You can do restart of the server from here. Click on the power option here, you will get the power off, restart, cancel, or else you can use init 6 option also. You can do here, no issues. So we will do the quick bounce, then it is reading now, unbreakable. Again, it is starting. We have shown like how to stop the firewall also. I need to paste this etc host update also I showed. Copy paste, I'll make a thing, snapshot for that. And then I'll show you how to update the Linux RPMs. See, it is bounce connecting to root user. So as and when you have restarted in the VirtualBox, you have to check whether the connectivity is working enabled or not. Here you have to check this wide one. It should enable wide settings. See, it should be there also. You can able to check here also. You can able to do that. Yeah, it is applied. That is fine. Then only we can able to connect outside the VM. If it is not enabled, we cannot connect it. Okay, let me try now with the racks lab host RACS LAB. Here it is. First time when you are trying to connect, it will ask with the acceptance. Root. So I have connected with the host name. IP address we already checked. Let me show you one more time. Host name. This we already connected. No, that's where it is not allow us to accept the first time. If you are connecting to this server, it will ask you the acceptance. So in this way, this is outside. It is not inside the VM. Okay, the inside VM, this is the one, but we connected outside the VM. So for that, we need to reboot, disable the firewall and we reboot the server. And how we can enable the copy paste? I showed you, right? Machines, setting. Okay. Advanced. Here you need to, clipboard needs to be enabled. See here, this you need to enable bidirectional. then only we can able to copy paste inside of these things. VM to local machine, local to VM. This also I shown how to connect this. Host name change also we checked with the nmcli command. Another commands also there. I was comfortable with these commands. So next one, update the RPMs on the Linux machine. How we are going to update? So click OK. Okay, if you are okay to connect here, then that is fine, right? We can use M tool, M-help. It will give you the options. What are all the options we have under this tool? If I want to update it, let me maximize my putty session. Yep. And then M update -y. What it is saying? https m.oracle.com repo. I'm getting this error. It means that it is not connecting to the internet. Ping google.com. It is not name or service not enabled. If config, let me check. I have the public enabled, but internet is not enabled. So let me quickly try to enable the internet service. For that, we need to stop the services. We need to shut down the VM. Here we should get that option in the wide connection itself. It should show if it is enabled, then only we can able to start that services also. Okay, let me stop the service. Power off. It means shut down. I'm going to shut down the virtual machine. And then I need to enable the internet access to this machine. Go to the network. Only internet, enable the network adapter internally. Now we can enable another adapter, brigade adapter. This will enable the internet. I just enabled it. Okay, let me take this snap. And then let me start the VM. Okay, start the VM. It is starting. It won't take. It will start less than a minute. Reading unbreakable Linux thing. Don't touch anything here. It will take by default proper kernel versions. If you are making changes, the kernel version will be different, and you will see some differences in the window also. So auto capture is not required. Cancel it. Yep, it is ready. Let me log in with the root user. As I said, after you bounce at this virtual machine, like shut down and start up the VM, you have to start first these things. Both. See, earlier we able to see only one wide one, that is Ethernet, that is not internet enabled. Let me go to the wide settings. It should be on. This is for our the public one. If you want to see the IP, you can see the configuration 56.110. And we need to enable the internet. If you want to enable this one, yeah, Ethernet only came, no, internet, wide one. This connect. See, now both should be connected. Internet is connected, Ethernet, both are connected. If I want to see the IP addresses also, we can able to see clearly. Let me restart this. Restart the machine. Root. How it is restarted? Already the hostname is there in the putty session. I just initiated the restart. That's it. Cat etc host. Okay, if config, check the IPs, public IP. See what new service it came, no? New one, this one internet has been enabled. So let me try. Earlier, what error I got? Ping google.com, right? No services available. Let me take this. Ping Google, network is unreachable. Ping Rax Lab dot local domain, network is unreachable. It is still not set up properly. Okay. Automatically, that is fine. Machine settings, network. Even that is also fine. Even this allow or deny, that is not a matter. That is fine. Open terminal. Update -y. It is not yet connected to that internet. That is the issue. Give me a minute. I'll check this. Now we can see how we are going to use the yum utility tool. Okay, and the last one, what I'm going to show you, update the RPMs on the Linux machine, right? Use the m update -yes. It will download all the related like RPMs related things and then it will install. Generally, it will take 10 to 15 minutes according to our server speed and all. And then if you need any other specific one, mention m update or install, m install specific RPM name we can mention. Yep, in this way we can use this tool to install the RPMs in the Linux server. Yep, this concludes the session. If you have any questions, I'll post this snapshots and comments in my blog, Engineers DB. You can watch it. And also I'll upload the video into Rax Infotech Studio. There you can able to view this. If it is useful, you can subscribe, and then if it is any colleagues or somebody is there, students and all, if they are looking for any DBA trainings and all, forward to them this studio link like Rax Infotech information. Thanks for watching.